Alright guys, welcome back to Project GoodSpeed. Now today's video, we're working on the CRV. I have been kind of neglecting the CRV for a minute. I have been focusing on the little hatchback because I am just sick and tired of looking at that little Civic and not being able to drive it. So I'm trying to get it, back on the road soon. But I do need to address a few issues on the CRV that have been on the back of my mind because I've been going to multiple junkyards trying to find for, look for certain things. And one of the things that I started off looking for was a cluster, right? I don't like the way the OEM one looks. It's, I got the orange gauges and I'm not a big fan of those. So I swapped it off for an EK Civic one, but I don't know if the issue was the gauges just didn't work on that cluster. So I probably could have returned it, but the time frame ran out and I just couldn't do it. So either that or I don't know if the fuel gauge might be a different, style because it wasn't accurate. I don't know why, I couldn't get it to read accurately. So my solution was to actually take off the EK cluster and replace the face gauges with the gauges from the my stock CRV one. As you can see here, these are the CRV cluster gauges, but the whole assembly is the EK Civic one. And you guys can see it's green back here for the EK Civics and it's white for the CRVs. So basically I just took off the faces of the Civic here and replaced it with the faces on the stock CRV one. And I'll show you guys here some footage. It didn't turn out so well. Actually, I don't know if I still have that footage, but I'll give you guys a brief explanation of what happened. I just took the faces off, but in order to do that, I had to remove the needles here, and unfortunately, they are very brittle, so I broke a few of them, more than a few. Clearly, you guys can see I had to go through, a couple different attempts, and the RPM on the Civic one is actually busted right now, so it doesn't even work. So today, I had to, just bite the bullet and decide to just go back to the CRV one. And this is the one from the junkyard. Hopefully this one works and nothing is broken on this one. But we're going to be replacing that today. The other thing we're going to be doing is these clock gauges, right? This clock doesn't work. And I think it's a very common issue with the CRVs. From what I read online on the forums, they tend to go bad. And from what I've seen at the junkyards, very few of them have them. I've only managed to find these two after multiple attempts at looking for CRVs, and the one in my CRV right now is broken, so we're going to be replacing that as well. Hopefully these work. Now the other thing we're going to be doing is the interior of the CRV here is not the worst looking one. I gotta be honest, it looks like a regular car, nothing too bad and nothing that needs major changing, but I did manage to find some leather CRV seats, which are also pretty rare, and I managed to find them on a day where they were 50% off. So what could I do? I bought them. They are right here. Look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and also clean these up, and we're going to install them because it's not that difficult of a job. And I managed to do this really quickly. So it's probably going to take me longer to clean them than it is to install them. So let's go ahead and clean these up. Now, these are actually in really good condition. Unfortunately, though, I was not able to pick up the passenger and driver seats. Mainly because the driver's seat was really bad, and I've run into that issue before. The driver's seats on these Hondas just really get battered. They don't look so well, they don't hold up so well, and they're just torn, absolutely torn. So couldn't really take the passenger and just have it swapped off because the passenger one didn't look that bad. But to be honest, I kind of regret not taking it. I probably should have. It'll be hard pressed to find both of them in good condition, and they were 50% off. I could have gotten that. You know what? I might go back for it. If it's still even there. Now, these seats really are not in bad condition, so I got kind of lucky. The pick and pulls here in California have these deals, right, where they have certain days. If you're a member you get these deals on certain days, discounts on like fenders, and, hoods and doors and shit like that, just depending on the day. And luckily on that day, they were having buy one, get one free or 50% off of the seats. So basically got one for free because I only paid for the price of one. to take these off, pretty simple. Look at that. 2 bolts here, done. 2 bolts here, I believe, on the top piece, and then 1 bolt right there. Luckily, because this is the, you know, camper van style, I can access these very easily. All right, looks like that's it. Leather. Now, the top piece. You just remove this cover, and it should expose 2 of the bolts we need to remove. Okay, there's one right there, and then the other one is right in there. Yep. That's 1. 2. The other bolt is right here, and I believe this one is a 12. As you guys can see, it's already pretty much fallen apart. There we go. Now we just got to remove this knob here to be able to lift the seat up. And it should come out now. Oh, actually, there's a carpet, down here, still attached. These little hooks down here at the bottom, see, they hook onto the frame, and that's all you gotta take off. 3 bolts, 1 adjustment lever knob, and those little clips. Oh boy. Now, I gotta admit, they look a whole lot better, but in terms of being able to use the, you know, camper bed style seating, I feel like the fabric ones would be easier, or at least more comfortable. But I mean, how often am I going to use that? So I'd rather favor the looks than the comfort if I'm ever going to need the comfort. And these are not that uncomfortable, really. I'm definitely keeping these. What the hell is that, though? I am definitely missing some piece here. At least that works. Okay, now on to the cluster. We got stuff to take care of, and that clock as well. Now this part is very, very straightforward also. Unfortunately though, I've never been able to remove this cover without breaking it. It's already broken right now, so hopefully I don't break it anymore. It's not even held on there. Look at this. Broken clips. Broken there, just snapped clean off. Broken there as well. There should be a clip in there. There used to be a clip in there. Oh, I should have not gotten the chode. I need an actual screwdriver. Now I really hate disconnecting this because there doesn't seem to be much play to remove the entire harness to actually get to some of these clips. Come on, you stupid. All right, that should be all of it done. All right, and it's everything has been connected. I'm gonna go ahead and test it out to make sure none of these lights are actually busted, because that's a very common thing also. Let's check it out. Really bummed out about this because I really, you know, wanted the EK cluster look. Oh, they are on. You just can't see nothing. Okay. Now we're going to focus on the clock here. And I also don't want to snap this up clean off, but I don't think there's anything screwing this into place other than just these clips down at the bottom. But getting this to come off is going to be very tricky. I don't have much luck with this. And I actually broke the one at the junkyard trying to remove it. Man, this is not the easiest trim to work on, man. Maximum effort, come on. This is why you went to college. Come on, come on. Don't let a fucking Honda beat you. Oh. Well, no. Well, looks like the clips just flew off. All right, I can work with that. It's not broken. All right, I gotta just find them. A lot better than the usual outcome. I'll find those clips later. Right now, we just need to work on this stuff. I actually don't need to remove anything, right? I just need to plug in another clock. Let's see if one works. Let me turn this CRV on. Let's see. Nothing. Last one. Oh, look at that. Damn. I already had this one, but look at that. We got a working one. All right, boys. Damn. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook Marketplace. $1,000. I know what I got. Let's take a look at this clock here, because this is the working one here with these pink sticker here. Do not remove security seal, warranty, and yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Look at this. This is the one I removed here, which doesn't work, and I've already removed it before because, well, I've removed this one. You guys can see broken tab here. Should look like this, but it's easy to remove. If you got a tiny screwdriver, just pry it up a little bit, enough to lift it up off of the clip. The soldering on some of these electrical components, I guess, wears out and the connection isn't being made. The only thing I can see here is there is a chip down here. Yeah, the chip is right underneath the clock face here, and it's directly underneath there. Let me see if I can zoom in there. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be easy to get to. You guys see it way in the back there. You see those two bulging little connectors? Let me see if I can get to it. Right back there. This is the working one. You see these soldering connections here? They're pretty thick. Same thing with these two here, that one back there, whereas these are busted, right? And look at this. So the connection back there isn't as strong. And I can't really get a good shot at this. Oh, right there. See that right there? It's kind of flat, not even raised enough to see if there's enough solder in there. Way back there. This little piece here. The tip. Now, I only say it's that one because I've checked these other ones. I've actually replaced the solder. You guys can see my shitty job here on this one. You see, I kind of added more because that one was kind of low. And you know, it still didn't work. I mean, I guess I could give it a shot and see if that works, but it's difficult to get that thing heated up high enough for you to get any solder in there, right? And again, you know, I'm not an electrician, so I don't even know if that's the issue, but that's the only difference I see between these two broken ones and this working one. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this one and we're gonna call it. Cluster installed. We've got clock now. I gotta set the time. 2:25. That's it. Little hatchback here, chilling with no tint. I gotta say, I'm starting to, you know, look at it a little bit differently, but I prefer tinted windows. I am not a fan of this, you know, fish tank look. I do actually have a few more videos planned for the CRV in the upcoming weeks. I've got some stuff planned for both the little hatchback and the CRV, and I kind of want to get this stuff done at the same time, so stay tuned for that. We're going to close it out here. I've replaced the seats. We have leather seats in the CRV now. I've replaced the CRV cluster now. We got an OEM one back in there. Really bummed out. Let me know, guys, in the comment section if I'm just tripping and I just bought a broken cluster. Because from the forums, it looks like it should be a plug-and-play fit, but when I took it apart, it looks like the internals were a little bit different between the CRV and the Civic. So I don't even know if the fuel gauge capacity is accurate, right? And I do have a clock now, so that's a definite plus. Only had to go through 2 junkyard ones, 3 totals, and they're still over there. Maybe I'll try to repair them, sell them for a couple $100, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. So until next time, take care and Goodspeed.